Welcome to Famous People, English Stories. Ready to level up your English? Here we learn through stories slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
Chapter 1: The Mindset Shift. It's not about perfect grammar. Welcome to this journey on how to talk to people in English. Before we jump into phrases and conversation tricks, we need to start with the most important part, your mindset. You might think that speaking English well means using perfect grammar, big vocabulary, or sounding like a native speaker. But here's the truth: communication is not about perfection. It's about connection. Let's be honest. Many English learners hold themselves back because they're afraid of making mistakes. They worry that if they say something wrong, people will laugh at them, misunderstand them, or ignore them. But in reality, most people are just happy that you're trying. In fact, native English speakers make grammar mistakes all the time, and they're not even learning. So, here's your first shift in mindset. Stop aiming to be perfect. Start aiming to be understood. Think about this. Imagine someone comes up to you and says, "Hello, I want to talk." You'll probably understand what they're trying to say, right? You'll appreciate their effort. That's how others feel when you speak English too. You don't need full sentences. You need courage, effort, and clarity. Let's break this down even more. 1. Fluency is not about speed. Many people believe that fluent English means fast English. Not true. Fluency means being able to express your thoughts smoothly, even slowly. It means not freezing up when someone talks to you. So, if you pause, take time to find words, or speak slowly, you are still communicating. And that's fluency too. 2. It's okay to use simple words. You don't need fancy vocabulary. Simple English works best in conversations. For example, instead of saying, "I am extremely enthusiastic about photography," you can say, "I really like taking pictures." Instead of "The weather today is delightful," just say, "It's a nice day." Simple, clear, and friendly language makes you sound more natural and more confident. 3. Mistakes are your teachers. When children learn to speak, they make hundreds of mistakes a day. But they don't stop. They learn from every word they get wrong. You must do the same. Every time you say something incorrectly, your brain learns the correct way faster. So, mistakes are not failures. They are feedback. If you're thinking, "But people might judge me," remember this: the people who truly matter won't judge you. They will support you. And the ones who judge? They are not your audience. 4. You don't need to think in your native language first. One big challenge for learners is translating from their native language into English. That's a slow and stressful process. Instead, you should aim to think in English, even for simple things. Try this. When you wake up, say in your mind, "I am waking up now." It's a new day. When you brush your teeth, say, "I am brushing my teeth." These little mental exercises train your brain to connect directly with English. Over time, you'll stop needing translation. Key words to understand. Fluency, the ability to speak easily and clearly. Confidence, believing in yourself, even when you're unsure. Clarity, making your message easy to understand. Mindset, your attitude or way of thinking. Feedback, information that helps you improve. These 5 words should become part of your daily English motivation. Your first speaking goal. By the end of today, challenge yourself to say 3 simple things in English to yourself or to someone else. It could be good morning, how are you, or I'm learning English. Don't worry about grammar. Just speak. That's how you begin to build fluency, from action, not from thinking too much. Remember, this journey is not about memorizing long lists of rules. It's about real progress, real speaking, and real confidence. Talking to people in English is not just a skill, it's a doorway to opportunities, friendships, and new ideas. But it starts with letting go of fear and starting with what you already know. Speak, even if you're not ready. The magic begins the moment you try. In the next chapter, we'll dive into how to start conversations naturally, so you don't feel awkward when saying hello or meeting someone new in English. Stay tuned. And remember, your English doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be yours. Chapter 2, Starting Conversations Naturally, Greetings and Icebreakers. Now that your mindset is ready and you understand that perfect grammar isn't the goal, it's time to focus on the first real step in speaking English with people, starting a conversation. For many learners, the hardest part is not keeping a conversation going, it's beginning one. The first words can feel heavy, awkward, or scary. But here's the good news, you don't need to be clever, you just need to be friendly and confident. Starting a conversation in English doesn't mean you need to say something amazing or funny. It just means you open the door for communication. In this chapter, we'll look at the most common and natural ways to greet someone, how to use icebreakers, and how to start speaking even with strangers. Let's begin with the basics. 1. Greetings. Your first words matter. Greetings are the keys to interaction. Here are a few essential greetings to learn and practice. Hi. Hello. Hey. More casual. Good morning. / good afternoon. / good evening. How are you? Or how's it going? Let's add a few examples of real openings. Hi, how's your day going? Hey, nice to see you again. Good morning. Did you sleep well? You don't need to ask deep questions. Just show that you are open to talking. And don't be afraid to smile. A simple smile makes your greeting feel warmer. 2. Icebreakers. Break the silence, not the rules. An icebreaker is a simple question or comment that helps you start a friendly conversation. The goal is to break the silence in a relaxed, natural way. Icebreakers are powerful tools when you meet someone for the first time or when you're in a group. Here are some common icebreakers with explanations. Is this your first time here? This is great for events, classes, or new places. You're inviting someone to share their experience. I like your jacket. Where did you get it? A compliment is a smooth way to start talking. People like to talk about things they like. The weather is really nice today, isn't it? It sounds basic, but small talk about the weather is a classic way to open a chat, especially with strangers. I couldn't help but overhear, are you talking about movies? This kind of opener shows curiosity without interrupting rudely. Use this only when the topic is clear and light. Let's go deeper with a real-life example. You walk into an English class and sit next to someone. You turn to them and say, "Hi, I'm Anna. I don't think we've met before. What's your name?" Now, imagine they respond. You follow up. "Nice to meet you, Alex. Have you taken this class before?" Simple. Friendly. Clear. That's how you begin. 3. Show interest, the secret to being a great talker. Here's a surprising truth. Good speakers are actually good listeners. If you want to keep the conversation going, ask questions that show interest. Not too personal. Not too serious. Just enough to keep things flowing. Use questions like, "What do you do for fun? Have you always lived in this city? Are you working or studying right now?" These are not yes/no questions. They invite longer answers. That's important for practicing listening and responding. Let's explain a few useful phrases. I don't think we've met before. This is a polite way to introduce yourself when you're not sure if someone remembers you. What brings you here? This question is great for events or meetings. It means, why did you come? That's interesting. Use this to keep the energy positive and show that you're engaged. 4. How to keep it comfortable. Not every conversation will turn into a deep discussion. And that's okay. Sometimes people are shy or busy. If someone gives short answers, don't panic. Just keep your tone light and friendly. Try something like, "I always get nervous starting conversations in English, but I'm trying to improve. English isn't my first language, but I like practicing with new people." These honest statements are icebreakers in themselves. They show courage, and many people will appreciate your openness. 5. Practice these starters out loud. Before you go out and talk to people, try saying these out loud at home. Hi, I'm your name. What's your name? Is this your first time here? I love your accent. Where are you from? I'm learning English, so I'm trying to talk to more people. Repeat them until they feel comfortable in your mouth. Because confidence comes from repetition, not perfection. Words to know in this chapter. Icebreaker, a friendly comment or question to start a conversation. Compliment, a positive comment about someone or something. Small talk, light conversation about simple topics. Engaged, showing interest or attention. Stranger, someone you don't know yet. To sum up, you don't need fancy vocabulary or long sentences to start a conversation in English. You just need simple greetings, polite questions, and the courage to speak first. And when you do, you'll discover that most people are more open than you think. In the next chapter, we'll learn how to keep conversations flowing using questions, follow-ups, and polite ways to express yourself. That's where the real connection begins. Let's keep going. Chapter 3. Keep the conversation flowing. Questions and responses. So, you've said hello. Maybe you asked a simple question, like, "Is this your first time here?" or gave a compliment. The conversation has started. But now you're wondering, how do I keep it going? That's what this chapter is all about, the art of continuing conversations using natural, friendly English. One of the biggest fears English learners have is this: what if the conversation stops and there's silence? Or worse, what if I don't know what to say next? The key is to stop thinking like a student and start thinking like a communicator. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need a long vocabulary list. You need a few powerful tools, open-ended questions, follow-up techniques, and polite reactions. Let's go through each of these step by step. 1. Open-ended versus closed questions. First, understand the difference between open and closed questions. A closed question is one that can be answered with a simple yes or no. Example: do you like pizza? Yes. End of conversation. An open-ended question invites the other person to speak more. Example: what kind of food do you enjoy? Now, the answer could be a full sentence. Open-ended questions usually begin with what, where, when, why, how. Tell me about. Let's look at a few good ones for everyday use. What do you usually do on weekends? How did you get into that hobby? Tell me more about your job. What's your favorite way to relax after work? These questions give the other person space to share, and that's how conversations grow. 2. Use follow-up questions. After you ask your first question and they answer, don't just say, "Oh, cool." Add something. This is where follow-up questions come in. They're like stepping stones. They help the conversation move naturally. Let's imagine a short conversation. You: what do you do for fun? Them: I like hiking on weekends. You: that's great. Where do you usually go hiking? Them: mostly around the national park nearby. You: nice. Do you ever go alone or with a group? Now you're in a rhythm. You don't need to change the subject. Just keep digging deeper into what they're saying. 3. Use polite reactions and active listening. When someone is speaking, show them that you're listening. This makes them feel heard and helps build trust. Use short polite reactions like, "Really? Wow, that sounds amazing. I didn't know that. No way, tell me more. That's interesting." These small words or phrases are powerful. They encourage the speaker to continue. They also give you a short break to prepare your next question or comment. 4. Share something about yourself. A good conversation is like a dance. You ask a question, they answer, and then you offer something back. This is called sharing or relating. Let's go back to the hiking example. Them: I like hiking on weekends. You: that's awesome. I don't hike much, but I love walking in nature near my home. Now, the other person might ask you about that. You've created a two-way conversation. If you only ask questions, the other person may start to feel like they're in an interview. But if you also share simple, true things about yourself, it feels like a real connection. 5. Use softeners and polite expressions. English speakers often use softeners to sound more polite and friendly. These make your questions or comments less direct and more natural. Examples. I was wondering if you've tried this restaurant before. Would you mind telling me? Would you mind telling me what you think about the class so far? If it's okay to ask. If it's okay to ask, how long have you lived here? Using softeners shows respect. It also gives the other person space to feel comfortable in replying. 6. Learn to handle silence gracefully. Sometimes, even in great conversations, there will be a pause. Don't panic. Silence is normal. You don't always need to fill it. But if it feels uncomfortable, you can gently move to a new topic. Try. By the way, have you seen any good movies lately? I meant to ask, do you usually come to this place? Changing the topic a bit, do you like music? These little transitions keep things flowing without feeling forced. 7. Key words and phrases in this chapter. Let's break down a few terms you might have heard. Open-ended question, a question that invites a longer answer. Follow-up, a question or comment that continues a conversation. Polite expression, a phrase that softens your language. Relate, to share something similar from your own experience. Transition, a smooth way to change the topic. These are not just vocabulary words. They are conversation tools. In summary, to keep a conversation going in English, ask open questions, listen actively, and share simple stories from your own life. Don't worry about being perfect. Be interested. That's what people remember, your interest, your effort, and your tone. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to master small talk, the short but important conversations that help you build trust and connection with others. Topics like the weather, food, daily routines, and more. You'll learn how even simple conversations can open doors to friendship, confidence, and fluency. Let's continue. Chapter 4, Small Talk, Big Impact, talking about everyday topics. Let's be honest, small talk has a bad reputation. People think it's boring or useless. But in truth, small talk is the gateway to deeper conversation. It helps build trust, show friendliness, and create comfort. For English learners, it's one of the best ways to practice real speaking, because small talk happens everywhere, at school, work, cafes, buses, and even elevators. In this chapter, you'll learn what small talk is, why it's important, how to do it naturally, and which everyday topics are safe and useful to talk about in English. 1. What is small talk? Small talk is a short, polite conversation about everyday topics. It's not deep, emotional, or very serious. It's casual, friendly, and usually short. But don't let the word small fool you. Small talk creates big opportunities. It helps you connect, feel more comfortable, and show respect in social situations. Think of it like this: small talk is like a warm-up before a real conversation. It opens the door. 2. Why is small talk important for English learners? It helps you practice speaking in real situations. It builds confidence with short, simple phrases. It improves listening and reaction skills. It gives you a chance to make friends or connections. Even native speakers use small talk every day. It's part of daily communication. If you avoid it, you miss chances to practice and build relationships. 3. Easy topics for small talk. Let's look at the most common small talk topics that are safe, familiar, and easy to learn. We'll also give you examples and explain why they work. A. The weather. Yes, the weather is the king of small talk topics. It's simple, neutral, and always changing. Examples. It's really hot today, isn't it? I didn't expect rain today. Do you like this kind of weather? Why it works. Everyone experiences the weather. It's a shared topic, so it connects people quickly. B. Daily life and routines. Ask about how someone's day is going, or share something about yours. Examples. How's your day going? Busy day today? I usually get coffee before work. Do you? Why it works. Daily routines are easy to describe and respond to, especially for learners. C. Food and drinks. Everyone eats. Everyone has preferences. That makes food a great topic. Examples. Do you have a favorite coffee place around here? What do you usually eat for lunch? I love spicy food. What about you? Why it works. Food invites stories, recommendations, and memories. D. Weekend plans or free time. This is a smooth way to move from small talk to personal interests. Examples. Got any plans for the weekend? How do you usually spend your free time? I'm trying to relax more on weekends. How about you? Why it works. It gives space for people to talk about hobbies, travel, or rest. E. Entertainment, movies, music, TV. Easy to discuss and always popular. Examples. Seen any good movies lately? What kind of music do you like? I started watching a new series last night. Why it works. Entertainment helps conversations stay light and fun. 4. How to start small talk. Here are a few natural openers. Nice day, isn't it? This place is always busy around this time. I like your backpack. Where did you get it? Is this your first time here? Then, follow up with a related question. For example, nice day, isn't it? Follow up, do you prefer hot or cold weather? Practice starting with a comment, then asking a question. That's how small talk grows. 5. Tips to make small talk easier. Smile and keep your tone light. You don't have to be funny. Just be friendly. Listen for keywords. If someone says, I had a busy day, ask about it. What happened? React with interest. Use phrases like, that sounds fun. Really? I didn't know that. Oh, that's cool. Don't worry about silence. A short pause is okay. Take a breath and continue. 6. Words and phrases you'll hear often. Let's explain a few small talk expressions. What about you? A simple way to keep the conversation going. Example, I like tea. What about you? Same here. A quick way to agree. Example, I'm tired today. Same here. That's interesting. Use this when someone says something you didn't expect. Me too. A friendly agreement when you have something in common. 7. Practice makes small talk natural. If you want to feel confident with small talk, try this. Each day, practice 2 small talk starters out loud. Say them in front of a mirror or with a friend. You could also practice writing short dialogues. Here's one example. You, hey, how's your day going? Them, pretty good, just finished lunch. You, nice. What did you have? Them, a sandwich from the cafe. You, I love their sandwiches. I usually go for the turkey one. Now the conversation has rhythm. That's how it begins. To sum up, small talk isn't about impressing people. It's about connecting. It helps you practice English in real-life situations with low pressure and high value. Start with safe topics, show interest, ask follow-up questions, and share a little about yourself. In the next chapter, we'll go deeper, how to express your opinions and feelings in English without sounding rude or robotic. You'll learn how to agree, disagree, and speak from the heart while sounding polite and natural. Keep going. You're doing great. Chapter 5. Expressing opinions and feelings, sounding natural. Now that you know how to start and continue a conversation in English, it's time to learn something deeper, how to express what you really think and feel, in a natural, polite, and confident way. This is a major step for English learners. Why? Because expressing your opinion or sharing your emotions makes the conversation real. It moves you from a language student to a real communicator. You're not just answering questions, you're sharing ideas. You're building relationships. And that's the heart of communication. In this chapter, we'll explore how to say what you think, how to talk about your feelings, and how to agree or disagree politely, all while sounding like a confident English speaker. 1. Why expressing opinions matters. People connect through ideas, thoughts, and emotions. If all you do is answer questions like a test, the conversation will feel dry and distant. But when you say, I think that's interesting, or I totally agree, the tone changes. The conversation becomes more alive, more personal. So let's begin with simple ways to express your opinion. 2. Easy ways to say what you think. There are polite, clear expressions you can use when sharing your opinion. Let's start with the basics. I think. I think this movie is amazing. Simple, direct, and very common. I feel like. I feel like this place is too crowded. Slightly more emotional and personal. In my opinion. In my opinion, English is easier than French. Great for sounding a little more formal or thoughtful. To me. To me, it sounds like a great idea. Use this to make it clear that it's your personal view. These phrases help you start your thoughts. Once you're used to them, you can speak more freely. 3. How to agree politely and naturally. Sometimes you'll want to agree with someone. Here are common, friendly ways to do it. I agree. Simple and direct. Exactly. Use this when someone says what you were thinking. You're right. Good for showing respect. I think so too. A soft way to express agreement. That makes sense. Use this when you understand and support someone's point. Examples. I think coffee is better than tea. Yeah, I agree. It wakes me up faster. Learning English is hard sometimes. Exactly. Especially the listening part. Notice how these agreements are short but supportive. They keep the conversation positive. 4. How to disagree without being rude. Disagreeing can be tricky, especially in another language. But it's important. Real conversations include different opinions. The key is to disagree politely and calmly. Here are some soft ways to do it. I'm not sure I agree. Respectful and open-minded. I see what you mean, but shows understanding before offering a different view. That's one way to look at it. I see it differently. Very polite and thoughtful. Actually, I think. A common way to gently express a different opinion. Examples. I think English grammar is easy. Actually, I think it's a bit confusing, but maybe that's just me. This movie is boring. I see what you mean, but I liked the story. You don't have to say you're wrong. Instead, share your view in a calm, respectful way. 5. Talking about emotions in simple English. Sometimes you need to talk about how you feel, not just facts or opinions. Here are some basic feeling expressions. I'm happy, excited, angry, sad, nervous. These are basic but powerful. I feel really tired today. A simple way to start a real conversation. This makes me feel. This movie makes me feel inspired. This weather makes me feel lazy. I'm in the mood for. I'm in the mood for something sweet. A fun way to express preferences. Sharing emotions builds connection. Even if your vocabulary is small, your feelings are big. Start with basic words and grow from there. 6. Useful expressions for emotions and opinions. Let's look at some short, natural phrases used in daily English. That's interesting. I didn't think of it that way. Honestly, I'm not sure. It depends. That's just how I see it. These help you sound relaxed and thoughtful. They also make it easier to keep conversations going. 7. Practice in real life. To get better at expressing opinions and feelings, try this daily. Watch a short video or read a short article. Then say out loud. I think this is. I feel like. To me, it seems. This small habit helps build confidence and trains your brain to express thoughts naturally. You can also use a speaking journal. Each day, record your voice answering one question like, what do I think about social media? How do I feel about learning English? What's my favorite season and why? Even a few minutes a day can change the way you speak. To summarize, sharing your thoughts and feelings in English makes your conversations real and meaningful. Use soft phrases like I think, I feel, and I see what you mean to sound confident and kind. And don't be afraid to disagree. Just do it with respect. In the next chapter, we'll explore something equally important, How to understand and use tone and body language in conversations. Because communication isn't just about words. It's also about how you say them and how you listen without speaking. Let's keep going. Chapter 6: Understanding Tone and Body Language. Up until now, we've focused on the words you say, greetings, questions, opinions, feelings. But communication in English, or any language, is not just about words. It's also about tone and body language. In fact, experts say that more than half of communication is nonverbal. This means how you say something and how you use your body can be just as important as what you say. In this chapter, we'll explore how to understand and use tone and body language effectively, so that your English conversations feel real, friendly, and natural. 1. What is tone of voice? Tone is the sound of your voice when you speak. It shows your feelings, your attitude, and sometimes your personality. Think about this sentence. I'm fine. Now say it in 3 different ways. Happy, with a smile, I'm fine. Angry or annoyed, I'm fine. Sad or tired, I'm fine. The words don't change, but the meaning is completely different. That's tone. Tone helps listeners know if you're serious, joking, interested, or bored. And when you're speaking English, your tone can either invite connection or push people away. Here are some useful tones and when to use them. Friendly tone, use when greeting, asking questions, or starting conversations. Calm tone, good for serious or emotional topics. Excited tone, great when you're talking about things you enjoy. Soft tone, useful when you disagree politely. Tip: to sound more natural, record yourself reading a short conversation. Listen to the tone. Does it sound flat, like a robot? Or does it have rhythm, warmth, and life? Adjust your voice until it feels real. 2. What is body language? Body language is how your body moves when you speak. It includes facial expressions, eye contact, gestures, hand movements, posture, how you sit or stand, physical space between people. Body language is a silent language, but it speaks loudly. Let's look at each part. A. Facial expressions. Your face tells people how you feel. A smile, a frown, raised eyebrows, these all send messages. For example, smile equals friendly, open. Frown equals confused, unhappy. Raised eyebrows equals surprised, curious. Facial expressions help support your words. If you say "that's amazing" with a serious face, people might not believe you. But if you smile, they will feel your excitement. B. Eye contact. In English-speaking cultures, making eye contact is important. It shows confidence, attention, and respect. But you don't have to stare. Just look at the person while speaking or listening, then look away briefly and return. Too little eye contact equals nervous, shy, or not interested. Too much equals uncomfortable or too intense. The right amount equals confident and friendly. If you feel shy about eye contact, practice while talking to yourself in the mirror. Over time, it will feel more natural. C. Gestures. Gestures are hand or arm movements that go with your words. They help explain ideas or add energy to your speech. For example, pointing when giving directions. Using hands to show size, it was this big. Moving your hand to invite someone to speak. But be careful, some gestures are different in different cultures. In most English-speaking countries, using your hands while talking is normal and positive. But always keep your gestures calm and respectful. D. Posture. Posture means how you hold your body. If you're sitting up straight or standing tall, it shows confidence. If you're slouching, it can look like you're tired or bored. Open posture, arms relaxed, shoulders back, equals confident and ready. Closed posture, arms crossed, looking down, equals defensive or unsure. Try this. Next time you practice speaking English, check your posture. Make small changes and notice how they affect your energy. E. Personal space. In many English-speaking cultures, people like a little space between each other. Too close can feel uncomfortable. Too far can feel distant. When you're speaking face-to-face, give the other person a comfortable amount of space, about an arm's length. 3. Matching tone and words. Sometimes the words are polite, but the tone is not. Let's see this example. Words, could you help me? Tone 1, rude, could you help me? Cold, flat voice. Tone 2, friendly, could you help me? Warm, rising voice. Which one would you respond to better? Your words should match your tone and your body language. That's how people trust you, understand you, and want to talk more with you. 4. How to improve your nonverbal communication. Here are a few simple ways to practice. Watch English videos with sound off. Try to guess the emotion from the body language alone. Practice different tones. Say the same sentence with happy, serious, tired, or curious tones. Record yourself. Watch your posture, gestures, and facial expressions. Ask for feedback. If you have an English-speaking friend or teacher, ask, does my tone sound polite, or do I make enough eye contact? Even small improvements in tone and body language will make your English more powerful. To summarize, what you say matters, but how you say it matters just as much. Your tone and body language help you express emotion, build trust, and feel confident in conversation. Even if your grammar isn't perfect, your face, voice, and hands can help people understand you. In the next chapter, we'll explore one of the most helpful skills for English learners: what to say when you don't know what to say. That includes using fillers, asking for help, and staying calm when you're unsure. Let's keep growing together. Chapter 7: What to say when you don't know what to say. Every English learner, no matter how advanced, faces this moment. You're in a conversation, and suddenly your mind goes blank. You forget a word. You don't understand what someone said. Or you just have no idea how to respond. That silence feels long. You panic. You want to escape. But here's the truth: this is completely normal. It happens to everyone, even native speakers. The difference is that fluent speakers know how to keep the conversation going even when they're not sure what to say. In this chapter, you'll learn useful phrases, techniques, and mindset shifts to help you stay calm and keep talking, even when your brain freezes or your vocabulary disappears. 1. Use fillers to buy time. Sometimes, your brain just needs a few seconds to think. Instead of panicking or staying silent, use fillers, short words or phrases that give you time to think without stopping the conversation. Common English fillers. Well. Let me see. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Let me think for a moment. These fillers are not just space holders. They show that you're engaged and trying to respond thoughtfully. They give your brain a moment to organize thoughts without creating awkward silence. Example. Question: what do you like to do on weekends? Well, I usually relax. Let me think. I sometimes go for a walk or watch a movie. See how the filler helps create time to answer naturally? 2. Ask for repetition or clarification. What if you didn't understand the question? Or you missed a word? Don't guess. Don't nod and pretend. Ask for help. That's what confident learners do. Polite ways to ask. Sorry, could you say that again? I didn't catch that. What did you say? Could you speak a bit more slowly, please? What does word mean? These phrases show that you're trying to understand. People will respect your honesty and usually repeat more clearly. Bonus tip: if someone uses a difficult word, ask politely. What does routine mean? Sorry, I'm not familiar with that word. 3. Use simple words instead of fancy ones. Many learners freeze because they can't remember the perfect word. But fluent speakers often use simple words to explain complex ideas. Don't be afraid to say it simply. Example. You forget the word exhausted. Just say, I'm very tired. You forget vegetarian. Say, I don't eat meat. This is not a failure. This is communication. Using simple words keeps the conversation moving, and that's the goal. You can also describe a word you don't know. It's like, when you feel very tired after work. It's a place where people go to buy food, like a supermarket. The more you describe, the more others will understand and even help you with the word. 4. Be honest and keep it light. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you're still learning. In fact, being open can make people more supportive and patient. Use phrases like, sorry, my English is still improving. I don't know the word, but I'll try to explain. I want to say something, but I'm not sure how in English. This shows courage, not weakness. And often, people will help you find the right word or idea. 5. Redirect the conversation. If you're stuck, change the topic slightly. This keeps the energy flowing without awkward silence. Example. Someone asks, what do you think about the political situation? You're not comfortable answering. So you say, honestly, I don't follow politics much. But I read a great book recently. It's okay to gently shift topics, especially if it helps you stay comfortable and involved. 6. Use safe zone phrases. Here are a few ready-to-use sentences for moments when you're stuck. That's an interesting question. I've never thought about it. Can I come back to that in a moment? It's hard to explain, but I'll try. I'm not sure how to say it in English, but practice these phrases so they feel natural when you need them. 7. Mindset. Mistakes are part of speaking. When you don't know what to say, the biggest challenge is not your vocabulary, it's your fear. Fear of looking foolish. Fear of judgment. But here's the truth. The only way to improve is to go through these moments. Every time you get stuck and still keep going, you are building fluency. You are training your brain and your mouth. This is where growth happens, not when you say everything perfectly, but when you speak through the struggle. Quick summary. When you don't know what to say, use fillers to buy time. Ask for repetition or meaning. Use simple or descriptive words. Be honest and relaxed. Redirect if needed. Use safe, ready-to-go phrases. And most importantly, stay calm. You're learning. Communication is not about knowing every word, it's about staying in the conversation. And with these tools, you now know how to do that. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to turn your mistakes into confidence, because the fear of being wrong is one of the biggest things holding learners back. Let's turn that fear into fuel. Chapter 8. Turning Mistakes into Confidence. Let's talk about something every English learner experiences: making mistakes. You say the wrong word. You forget grammar. You pronounce something strangely. You see confusion, or even laughter, and suddenly you want to stop talking altogether. But here's the truth: mistakes are not the enemy. Fear is. Every confident English speaker has made thousands of mistakes. That's how they got confident. In this chapter, we'll explore how to stop being afraid of making mistakes, how to learn from them, and how to even turn them into strengths. 1. The fear of mistakes is what really holds you back. When learners avoid speaking, it's usually not because they can't. It's because they're afraid. Afraid of sounding stupid. Afraid of being corrected. Afraid of making grammar or vocabulary mistakes. But ask yourself, what happens when you make a mistake in your native language? Do people stop talking to you? Do they laugh or walk away? Of course not. And the same is true for English. In fact, most native English speakers are impressed when someone tries to speak their language. They respect the effort more than the accuracy. 2. Mistakes are a sign of progress. If you're not making mistakes, you're probably not speaking enough. You're not pushing yourself. That means you're not learning. Mistakes show that. You are trying. You are using the language in real situations. You are stepping out of your comfort zone. Each mistake is a step forward if you learn from it. 3. Learn from, don't fear, corrections. Let's say someone corrects your English. That moment can feel embarrassing. But what if you saw it differently? Instead of, I failed, try saying, I just got a free English lesson. Let's take a simple example. You say, I go to shopping yesterday. Someone replies, You mean, I went shopping yesterday? That's a gift. Now you've learned something you'll remember better because it happened during a real conversation. Keep a small notebook or phone note titled, "Things I Learned Today in English." Each time someone corrects you, or each time you notice your own mistake, write it down. Review it once a week. You'll be amazed how quickly you grow. 4. Don't apologize for learning. A common habit among learners is saying, "Sorry, my English is bad." Please stop saying that. Instead, try, "I'm still learning English. I'm practicing every day. I may make mistakes, but I enjoy learning." These sentences are true, strong, and confident. When you speak like a learner with pride, not shame, people respond with respect, not pity. Remember, you're not bad at English. You're in progress. 5. Use humor when things go wrong. Sometimes mistakes are funny. That's okay. Don't take every error so seriously. Example: you accidentally say, "I am boring," instead of "I am bored." Someone laughs? Laugh with them. Then say, "Oops, I meant bored. But maybe sometimes I'm boring too." When you use humor, you show that you're comfortable and human. It breaks the tension and makes people want to talk to you more. 6. Focus on communication, not perfection. Fluent speakers are not perfect. Even native speakers make grammar errors, change their minds mid-sentence, and forget words. Fluent speakers are fast at fixing mistakes and comfortable continuing. That's the goal, not saying everything perfectly, but being able to notice an error and fix it quickly. Keep the conversation going. Stay relaxed even when you make a mistake. Example: you say, "He go to work at night." I mean, he goes to work. Great. You caught it. You corrected it. You kept going. That's fluency in action. 7. Celebrate mistakes as wins. Each time you make a mistake in English, you created a moment to grow. You practiced real communication. You moved one step closer to fluency. So instead of feeling ashamed, try this. At the end of each day, ask yourself, what mistake did I make today, and what did I learn from it? If you do this daily, your mindset will completely change. You'll start to speak more. You'll fear less. And you'll grow faster than ever. To summarize, mistakes are not something to hide, they're something to celebrate. Every successful English speaker made them. The only real mistake is staying silent out of fear. So speak up. Try new words. Get things wrong. Learn. Repeat. In the next chapter, we'll focus on something exciting: how to build deeper friendships and stronger connections using English, even as a learner. You'll discover how to express kindness, support, humor, and even personal stories in natural, comfortable ways. Keep going, you're turning your mistakes into mastery. Chapter 9: Building Deeper Connections in English. As you practice English and become more confident in conversations, you'll want to go beyond small talk and simple exchanges. You'll want to build deeper connections, friendships and relationships that feel real, supportive, and meaningful. This chapter will help you understand how to use English to express kindness, share stories, listen actively, and show empathy. Building deeper connections is one of the most rewarding parts of learning a language. It transforms your English from just words into bridges between hearts and minds. 1. Why deeper connections matter. When you connect deeply with someone, the conversation changes. It becomes less about practicing English and more about sharing life. You begin to understand feelings, values, dreams, and challenges. This is how trust and friendship grow. Learning to do this in English is a huge step because it requires not only vocabulary and grammar but emotional skills. It means being vulnerable and open. And the good news? You don't need perfect English to connect. You need honesty and kindness. 2. Listen more than you speak. One of the best ways to build connection is to listen deeply. Listening is active, not passive. It means paying attention to what the other person says, how they say it, and even what they don't say. When you listen, nod or show agreement with small phrases. I see, that makes sense, wow. Ask questions that show you care. How did that make you feel? What happened next? Avoid interrupting or planning your answer while they speak. Listening well helps the other person feel valued and safe to share more. It builds emotional closeness. 3. Share personal stories. People bond through stories. When you share a personal story, you invite others into your world. You don't need to share your whole life, just small moments that feel important or interesting. Examples. When I first came to this country, I felt very nervous. Last week, I tried cooking a new recipe, and it was a disaster. I remember when I learned how to ride a bike, it was scary but fun. Stories don't have to be perfect or detailed. Even short stories help others understand who you are. 4. Express empathy and support. Showing empathy means you understand and care about someone's feelings. English has simple ways to do this. I'm sorry you had to go through that. That sounds really hard. I'm here if you want to talk. You're doing great, don't give up. You can also share your own similar experiences to show you understand. I felt the same way when I moved to a new city. I also struggled with English at first. Empathy creates trust and deepens relationships. 5. Use kind words and compliments. Kindness opens hearts. Compliments make people feel appreciated. Use genuine compliments that feel natural. Examples. You have a great smile. I like how you explain things, it's very clear. You're very patient, thank you. Avoid overdoing it. Make sure your compliments are sincere and simple. 6. Use humor to connect. Humor breaks the ice and reduces stress. Sharing a joke or funny story can build friendship quickly. Even if your English isn't perfect, laughter is universal. Try simple humor like wordplay. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Funny experiences. I tried dancing once and almost fell. Light teasing, only if you know the person well. Humor shows you're relaxed and friendly. 7. Be yourself and respect differences. Authenticity matters. People connect best when you're genuine. Don't try to be someone else or use complicated English just to impress. Also, respect differences in culture, opinions, and background. If you don't understand something, ask kindly. That's interesting. Can you tell me more about your culture? I'm curious, how do people celebrate that in your country? Respect builds respect, and respect builds connection. To summarize, building deeper connections in English means listening well, sharing honestly, showing empathy, using kindness, and bringing your true self. These skills help you move beyond language and into friendship and trust. In the next chapter, we will explore how to practice English naturally every day, turning your language learning into a lifestyle. You're doing amazing. Keep connecting, keep growing. Chapter 10: Practicing English Every Day, Tips for Natural Learning. Learning English is a journey, and the best way to succeed is to make English a natural part of your everyday life. When practice feels natural and fun, you'll improve faster, remember more, and gain confidence without stress. In this chapter, we'll explore practical, realistic ways to practice English every day, even if you have a busy schedule or limited opportunities to speak. 1. Find moments to practice everywhere. English practice doesn't have to be hours of study. It can happen in small moments throughout your day. While commuting, listen to English podcasts, music, or audiobooks. At home, label objects with sticky notes, e.g., door, mirror, fridge, to build vocabulary. In the kitchen, read English recipes or watch cooking videos. During breaks, practice speaking aloud or think in English about your day. Before sleeping, review new words or listen to calm English audio. By fitting English into your daily routine, practice becomes natural and less stressful. 2. Use technology to your advantage. Today, there are many free and paid tools to help you practice English naturally. Language apps, Duolingo, Memrise, HelloTalk, and others provide interactive exercises and speaking practice. YouTube, watch videos on topics you love with subtitles. Podcasts, choose ones designed for learners or about your hobbies. Online communities, join English-speaking forums, social media groups, or conversation clubs. Use these tools in a way that matches your interests. The more you enjoy it, the more you'll keep practicing. 3. Practice speaking daily, even to yourself. Speaking regularly is key to fluency. If you don't have a partner, practice alone. Talk to yourself, describe what you're doing, or plan your day out loud. Use a mirror, practice pronunciation and facial expressions. Record yourself. Listen and notice areas to improve. Repeat sentences or short dialogues from videos or books. These methods build muscle memory and confidence so you'll feel ready when you speak with others. 4. Set small, achievable goals. Big goals can feel overwhelming. Instead, break your learning into small, manageable steps. Learn 5 new words every day. Use 1 new phrase in conversation daily. Watch 1 short English video. Write 1 sentence about your day. Celebrate each small win. They add up quickly and keep motivation high. 5. Practice active listening. Don't just hear English, listen actively. Focus on understanding the main idea. Notice new words or expressions. Repeat sentences to improve pronunciation. Try to guess the meaning before checking. Active listening trains your brain to understand natural English faster. 6. Read and write a little every day. Reading and writing support speaking and listening. Read simple stories, news articles, or blogs on topics you like. Write short journals, emails, or social media posts in English. Use new vocabulary or grammar in your writing. Writing helps you organize thoughts and remember new language. 7. Make mistakes your friends. Remember Chapter 8? Mistakes are part of practice. When you practice daily, don't worry about being perfect. Speak, write, and try even if you make errors. Every practice session is a chance to improve. 8. Find a practice buddy or group. If possible, practice with others. Language exchange partners. English classes or clubs. Online conversation groups. Speaking regularly with others helps you practice real conversations and get feedback. To summarize, practice English every day in small, natural ways that fit your life. Use technology, speak out loud, set small goals, listen actively, and write regularly. Remember, consistent practice beats occasional study. And mistakes are part of your path to fluency. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to stay motivated on your English journey, even when progress feels slow or challenges arise. Keep going, you're building a powerful habit. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more practical English lessons. Share your own experiences or questions about speaking English in the comments below. I love reading your stories and helping you grow. Remember, every conversation you have is a step closer to fluency. Keep practicing, stay confident, and I'll see you in the next lesson.